In 1994, a mathematician at Bell Labs wrote down a problem that would keep the world's intelligence agencies awake at night for the next 3 decades. The problem was simple to state: factoring large numbers into their prime components. Something a child could do with small numbers. Something that becomes mathematically impossible at scale. For any computer that has ever existed, every password on Earth, every bank account, every encrypted message between governments, every classified communication between intelligence agencies, all of it protected by the assumption that this problem cannot be solved fast enough to matter. Peter Shor's algorithm solved it, in theory. The catch: it required a type of computer that did not exist, a quantum computer. And in 1994, quantum computers were science fiction. In 2026, they are not. IBM is on track to demonstrate verified quantum advantage by the end of this year. Google's Willow chip has already achieved below-threshold error correction, the holy grail of quantum computing. Microsoft unveiled Majorana 1, the world's first quantum processor, built on topological qubits, claiming practical quantum computers are now years away, not decades. The race is real, the stakes are almost incomprehensible, and most investors have no idea what is actually happening. Chapter 1. What is quantum computing? Classical computers, every laptop, phone, and server on Earth, process information in bits. A bit is either 0 or 1. Every calculation is a sequence of zeros and ones executed one step at a time. Quantum computers use qubits. A qubit can be 0, 1, or both simultaneously, a property called superposition. And through a phenomenon called entanglement, quantum computers can process vast numbers of calculations in parallel rather than sequentially. The practical implication is staggering. A classical computer solving a problem with 1 trillion possible solutions checks each one individually. A quantum computer evaluates all of them simultaneously. This is not just faster computing. It is a fundamentally different type of computing, capable of solving problems that are mathematically impossible for any classical computer, regardless of how much time or energy you give it. Peter Shor's algorithm, the one that cracks the encryption protecting every bank account on Earth, requires roughly 4,000 error-corrected logical qubits to run at scale. Today's best systems have a handful of reliable logical qubits. The gap is closing faster than almost anyone predicted. Chapter 2. The state of the race. In 2026, 3 companies are leading the quantum race, and they are taking completely different approaches. Google. Google's Willow chip achieved below-threshold error correction, meaning the errors in the quantum computation decreased as the system scaled up rather than increasing. This had never been demonstrated before. It is the foundational requirement for building a fault-tolerant quantum computer at scale. The Quantum Echo's algorithm demonstrated verifiable quantum advantage, running 13,000 times faster on Willow than on classical supercomputers. IBM is on track to demonstrate verified quantum advantage by end of 2026 using its new 120-qubit Nighthawk processor, achieving a 10 times speed up in quantum error correction 1 year ahead of schedule. IBM's roadmap targets quantum computers capable of running circuits with 7,500 gates in 2026, 10,000 gates in 2027, and 100,000 logical qubit systems by 2033. IBM has also validated Nighthawk in quantum chromodynamics and cybersecurity benchmarks, real-world applications, not just academic demonstrations. Microsoft, the most differentiated approach. Microsoft's Majorana. One processor uses topological qubits, a fundamentally different architecture that encodes quantum information in the global properties of quantum systems rather than individual particles. This makes them inherently more stable and harder to disrupt. Microsoft and Atom Computing are building Magna, a 50 logical qubit system from 1,200 physical qubits, targeting delivery in early 2027. If topological qubits work at scale, Microsoft could leapfrog both Google and IBM. The Microsoft Quantinuum collaboration produced 12 logical qubits with a 2 in 1,000 error rate, one of the lowest ever reported. Quantinuum filed confidential IPO paperwork in January 2026 at a valuation of approximately $20 billion, the highest valued pure-play quantum computing company to access public markets. Chapter 3. The Encryption Threat. This is the part that keeps government cybersecurity agencies awake at night. Modern encryption, RSA, is based on a mathematical problem, factoring very large numbers into their prime components. With a 2048-bit key, the calculation would take a classical computer longer than the age of the universe. That is why it is considered secure. A sufficiently powerful quantum computer running Shor's algorithm could break RSA encryption in hours, not years, hours. This is called Q-Day, the day a cryptographically relevant quantum computer exists, and it creates a problem that is already urgent, even though Q-Day has not arrived. The threat is called Harvest, now decrypt later. Nation-state adversaries, particularly China, are harvesting encrypted communications today, storing them, waiting for a quantum computer capable of decrypting them. Every classified government communication sent today that is intercepted could be decrypted in 5 to 10 years when the technology matures. The US National Institute of Standards and Technology finalized the first post-quantum cryptography standards in 2024. The NSA has issued guidance that all classified systems must migrate to quantum-resistant encryption by 2030. The financial system, the Internet's certificate infrastructure, and government communications are in a race to upgrade before Q-Day. Most organizations are behind. Chapter 4. The opportunity. The encryption threat is the scary part. The opportunity side is where the money is. Drug discovery. The human body operates at the quantum level. Modeling how a drug binds to a protein, predicting how a disease spreads, requires quantum simulation. Classical computers can only approximate these interactions. Quantum computers can model them exactly. The pharmaceutical industry believes quantum computing could reduce the time to develop a new drug from 10 to 15 years to 2 to 3 years. That is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. Financial modeling. Allstate and IBM just demonstrated a hybrid quantum classical approach to optimize insurance risk portfolios, a real commercial application deployed in June 2026. Portfolio optimization, derivative pricing, risk management, these are all problems that scale impossibly for classical computers. Classic and NVIDIA have developed a unified environment integrating quantum modeling with GPU acceleration, specifically for financial institutions. AI acceleration. Quantum computing and AI are beginning to converge. IBM's roadmap explicitly integrates AI-driven automation into quantum workflows. Google's full-stack approach positions quantum computing as an accelerant for AI infrastructure. The two most important technology transitions of the decade are merging: climate and materials science, designing better batteries, more efficient solar cells, new carbon capture materials, all require modeling molecular interactions at a quantum level. Quantum computing could accelerate the clean energy transition by decades. Chapter 5. How to invest. Quantum computing investing is genuinely difficult because most of the value is still pre-revenue. Pure-play public companies. High risk, IonQ is the leading pure-play public quantum company. It trades on the NYSE and provides direct exposure to quantum hardware development. Revenue is minimal. Losses are significant. Timeline to profitability is uncertain. This is a speculative position. Size it accordingly. Quantinuum filed for IPO in January 2026 at a $20 billion valuation. If it completes its offering, it becomes the highest valued pure-play quantum company ever to go public. Worth watching closely. D-Wave is publicly traded and already generating revenue through quantum annealing, a different approach suited to specific optimization problems. Less exciting than universal quantum computers, but commercially viable today. Indirect exposure, lower risk. Google, IBM, and Microsoft all have serious quantum programs embedded in much larger businesses. Buying Alphabet for its quantum program is like buying Amazon for Kuiper. The option is real, but it is not the primary thesis. Infrastructure exposure. Most overlooked. Quantum computers require extraordinary cryogenic cooling, near absolute zero. Specialized components, photonics, superconducting materials, precision engineering. Companies supplying this infrastructure may be better risk-adjusted plays than the quantum computer builders themselves. The honest assessment? Quantum computing is a decade-plus investment. The 2026 milestones: below threshold error correction, verifiable quantum advantage, topological qubits, are validating the path, not completing the journey. Practical fault-tolerant quantum computing at commercial scale is still 5 to 10 years away, by most credible estimates. In 1994, Peter Shor wrote down an algorithm that could break every encryption system on Earth. In 2026, computers capable of running it are beginning to exist. Google has demonstrated below-threshold error correction. IBM is targeting verified quantum advantage by end of year. Microsoft has unveiled the world's first topological qubit processor. Quantinuum is filing for a $20 billion IPO. The race is real. The timeline is uncertain, but the direction is clear. Every password on Earth is built on an assumption, and that assumption is running out of time. If you want to understand how to evaluate frontier technology investments, check out my complete investing masterclass. Link in the description.